Welcome to Yachting Review's test, sailing test, no less, of the Sirius 35DS. So when I tested this yacht 15 years ago, I used the line in my review, is this the best boat we've ever tested? And Torsten Schmidt, the CEO of Sirius Yachts, has been wringing that line dry ever since, mercilessly. But it's still completely amazing. This is going to be a bit of a ride, so make yourself a drink, get something to eat, settle down, let's go. So we're just after the Southampton Boat Show. That was a couple of days ago. This is hull number 81 of the Sirius 35DS range that we first tested in 2010. Prepare to be amazed. There's so many bright ideas on this boat. It's scary. It still amazes me. Where to start? Okay, let's go with this. So it's Jeffer steering, which is always fantastic news. And it's got this clever canting wheel. Tiller steering is standard, but pretty much everyone goes for this because it gives you a small wheel that you can use on either side or sat up here. When it's mooring though, Toby, the guy from Sirius Yachts who's helping us out today, he uses this as a throttle. It's actually a winch handle, the winches are electric. He uses that as the throttle with his fingers on the bow thruster to manoeuvre, so it all kind of works quite nicely. Look, going backwards. Right, okay, 2 sheet bins either side, throttle there. So again, bow thruster. There's your windlass controls, and genoa in, genoa out. It's electric furling on the genoa and standard line furling for the staysail. Raymarine plotter here. There's a repeater up there on the bulkhead. Got these wonderful seats, which are a lovely place to be. There's the deck shower, by the way. You can hose off once you've had your swim. And under here is your emergency steering. The tiller's in the locker there, and there's a life raft. Now this comes with the boat. It's an extra that everyone gets, and they've attached these neoprene handles so that it's easier to lift out. So this owner chose this kind of instrument arch, which has a big solar panel in the middle. It's got the radar over there, and there's sort of spec for a wind generator on this end, but they're saying that solar power is so good now that you probably don't need it. It looks a bit antiquated. It's clever because it's hinged at this point, so you can undo these, and this is for maintenance or for winter storage. When you're putting the boat away for the winter, just fold the whole thing forward and it creates that, flat level with a coach roof. This is one of the davits, the other one is in the locker. That's for carrying your tender about. This owner also uses it because his dog's not well, so he uses it to fish his dog out of the water and get him back on board. Lovely touch. There's a kedge anchor down here and a flat reel there for your kedge line. So we've got the main sheet tacked on this big stainless steel post here, 8-to-1. If it's raining, you can still stay dry and watch the sails. So there's a clever panel here. Electric Anderson 46s as your primary winches. Those are for the genoa. So you've got this Anderson 40 here, also electric, buttons there, and that looks after, so there's your inner jib sheet, your Jenica halyard, Genoa halyard, mainsail halyard, Cunningham Reef 2, outhaul Reef 1 boom vang. all offset to this side because you've got this massive companionway here. Lovely rub rail to protect your top sides, and a cracking sheet bin down there. So we're up at the bow now. It's got this big platform here and the opening gate, because that's how you do most of your mooring in the Baltic, and in fact in America, where this boat is also very big. There's a Genic attack down there. This is the electric furling Genoa, and there's your manual furling staysail. Really good slide decks. There's, there's plenty of safety there, and you've got these solid handrails, which are an option, but everyone gets them. Centerline jackstay. It's the easiest way to stay on board. If they're over the side, so are you. Okay, so the bow roller, for the Rockner in this case, the bow roller is under this platform forward, so it never comes on, you're not going to get any mud on your deck. Got 4 of these either side, 4 cleats for your box berthing, and under here, huge space. So the big Loughran's windlass, 1500 watts. There's plenty of room in the chain locker for, I think it's about 200 meters of chain, don't quote me. And then here, plenty of room for lines and fenders. There's the bow ladder there, which attaches there, so you can get on and off when you're Baltic moored. And there's the filler for the water and manual controls for the windlass. So you've got flexi seat decks with these flush ruckus and hatches, big hatches. I love this. I feel so secure going forward with these. And there as well, you're not going anywhere. Lots of solar panels, keep the batteries topped up. And this, the rub rail is Kabbalah wood, Kambala. And it's an alternative to teak. It's harder, in fact. And here you've got these gates that kind of unscrew and drop down so that you can get on board from your tender. So the owner on this boat chose these sort of pin adjustable cars, but if you go for the Harken option, then they're adjustable from the cockpit. So we've got 2 metre long cockpit benches. That's plenty of room to stretch out. We've got very high backrest. There's sort of 42 centimetres at this end and 36 back here, and that's a fantastic place to kind of hide out on passage in whatever weather. You've still got the all-round visibility. You're sheltered from the wind and the spray. There's kind of a lip on the forward of the deck saloon that catches a lot of the water, so you end up with very little spray back here. See these scuppers? Very nice. All the water just drains into those and out of little valves on the transom. That's another cockpit drain. In here, again, you notice there's nothing, your fingers are never in the way of the closing lid, which I really like. So in here, there's plenty of room for sails. That goes right down to the bottom of the hull. There's your emergency tiller there. You've got stowage for your cockpit table here. Which just fastens on like that. Again, they said it has to be easy to use. If it's not easy to use, if it's a faff to attach and put away, then it will never get used. So they've made a point of making sure it is. And again, there is a clever system where you can pull that into a ram jam, and then this lock is locked. And you can lock this one from inside. Soft closing gas struts, very nice. And something else you'll notice about is the thinking that's gone into this boat everywhere. So there's your bilge pump, there's your bilge pump handle. Everything is to hand, it's where you need it to be. It's really clever. So at Yachting Reviews, we are kind of nerdy about detail. We really like it. When you can see immediately where thought has gone into a process. It was the same with the bilge pump handle and right next to the bilge pump itself. We look in here, you've got a gas box here for 2.5 kilogram gas bottles. There's a step here so you can get in. There's access to the engine through this hatch here. These shelves with the plastic boxes for storage. Pegboards for your lines. If there was a water maker, it would be installed under there because that space doesn't really do anything. There's your raw water filter there, which you can see straight into, so you don't, there's no craning over the top of the engine. It's right there. This, the outboard box. You've got somewhere to put your outboard, and because this is an electric one, there's a power point in there, so you can charge it when it's sailing along. Everything is thought out. Everything is thought through. It's a small detail, but it's a hallmark of the thought that's gone into every element of this boat. Another lovely little detail. The shore power inlet used to be here, but it's just above the cleat, and it's a bit clumsy to get to. So it's now in here, and because we're moored stern to, you'd use that one. If you're moored bow to, there's another one in the bow, in the anchor locker, just to save you having cable trailing all over your deck. Thought through. The DS is for deck saloon, and what an example it is. You'll notice, again, because the cockpit is so low, it's so secure, you're on pretty much the same eye level as people sat out there, and that was a big part of the design of this boat, to remove the separation between the two spaces, between inside and outside. And it's tremendously effective. We've got all these double glazing safety glass here. There's opening ports, which are just single glazed. But here we are, cocooned in this sapelli mahogany, in this fabulous deck saloon with 360 views. You can easily sit 6-7 people around this table for dining, a little fiddle there. And you can also take the post out from under it, lower it down. There are 3 ledges here, and this turns into kind of, well, it could be another berth. It would be a very big berth, and you can click on covers to all of the windows and this. There's a little thing there that hooks on, so it could be another berth. But I kind of saw it. There are a few TV options. One is hanging it on that bulkhead there. There's another one where you can sort of clip it on here. But I'm thinking with this lowered, and this is just one big day bed, that's it's tailor-made for movie nights. So to echo the point that there is simply no wasted space on this boat, got a bunch of manuals out here, and if you want to maintain the air conditioner, you can just take out this bookshelf, and it's right behind there. Easy access to it. You'll also note they thought this had tremendous potential as a pilot berth right next to the nav station. So there are lee cloths here, and they clip in to strong points there and there. There's your pilot berth. So this is the nav station, very comfy chair here. I feel in command. Decent sized chart table, stowage under it, and plenty more stowage here. And a stack of drawers. Great views all around. Chart plotter there, got this little light thing which does red and white. This is your autopilot control, so you can steer the boat from out there. So you have the self-tacker on, the main up, you just tack from here, keep an eye on everything. And you can also, it's got this non-skid under it, so you can put it up there and cook yourself a meal while you're steering the boat. Lots of switches out board, the stereo, etc. There's the gas switch, so that automatically turns off the valves. Huge hatch here, which is tremendous because it lets in loads and loads of light, but it's also part of the reason for it is the way the boat is constructed. So it's kind of put together, hull and deck are joined, they're laminated together, and they still need to bring the interior in, so it needs a big inlet. And it also helps, if your engine goes wrong for any reason, they can crane it out from there. You know, you don't need to be carving the boat open. It comes out. So just flip this up. Steady. There's your hanging locker. That's for all your life jackets, and you pop your boots at the bottom on bits of string so you can get them back. Again, exactly where it needs to be, so you're not dragging water through the boat, you can just hang them there. Outboard. Great access to a fuse panel. Got your black box in there, and a fire blanket. Here is the galley bins. And there's another option, you can have it in there, it's a wine locker at the minute, but you can have it there if you want. Under here, more storage. So again, not a square centimetre is wasted on this boat. So under these steps, we have a drawer. We have another big drawer. We have more drawers. Soft clothes, very lovely, and beautifully book matched woodwork. So we're in the galley. You can tell it's been designed for safe negotiating. You know, it's useful at sea. You can use it. Got a pot locker under the gas oven. There is an electric option, but it costs a fortune. And you've got this up and over corian lid that locks into place, so you don't. Keeps out of the way. These just stow over here. They're not going anywhere. Grab rails, got some shelving outboard, little pot lockers there for your olive oil and so on. And then just more storage. You've also got, it really is quite common. The storage under there, that's huge, goes all the way back. And more, that goes outboard as well. Same there, outboard. More in there. More in there. And that's something a bit technical. And there's your fridge. So this is easily a boat you could disappear for months on. There's so much storage. The thing about Sirius is they build yachts in a kind of semi-custom way. There are so many options. This is the 81st of the 35DS range, and I guarantee you no two are the same. This one has got the 2-cabin layout, 4-berth. There is a 6-berth layout, and there's just a 1-cabin layout. It's in a great place. It's right in the middle of the boat, and it's low down. It's at sea level, so you get very little motion at sea. If you don't want it as a cabin, you can turn it into an office or anything else. They have that flexibility. So this cabin is basically under the deck saloon. It's got a huge berth, about 2 meters by 160. It's enormous. It's got a lee cloth in the middle. You can rig up to here, so it's, you know, proper sea berth. You've got these incredible windows which deliver stunning views underway or just at harbour. It's got a blind there. These, by the way, are bulletproof. They're a ballistic grade polycarbonate, so they ain't breaking. But again, stunning views, plenty of handholds. This will help you get in and out of bed apart from anything else, I imagine. Under there is a 150 litre fuel tank. There are options of 200 or 250. Under here, 6 180 amp hour batteries, lithium batteries. We've got a drawer here, big drawer. There's another locker up there, hanging locker here, and you see the size of those chain plates. That's monolithic laminate. Huge. Little locker under there. It shares an ensuite with the forepeak for cabin. And that's a fine arrangement. They've both got doors, so you know you can just go in, lock the other one, and it's yours for as long as you want it to get out. So this is the ensuite to the midships cabin and the forepeak cabin. Got an opening hatch above. It's got a window here, again, both of which have blinds, so you can close them off. Got a sliding mirrored locker outside. Corian tops here with your circular sink, and there's this sort of lit panel, backlit panel out there that keeps the place really quite bright for what could be kind of dark space with the mahogany. Electric flushing loo, which can be sea or fresh water. Another bilge pump there, the handle for which is there, and there are 3 true design through holes, and that's it for this boat. Shower time! So this is the shower cabin. Again, it's got opening hatch there, got a window here, so it's a bright space, and it's got this white GRP sort of cocoon. There's your shower curtains. Got a rail there. If you have got oilskins that are absolutely soaking, then you can put them up here. There's a shower drain there. This, when it's not being the shower room door, is also the door to the forward cabin, which seems kind of secondary. It's quite it's a compromise, but I think it's an adequate one. The forward cabin, again, which shares the ensuite, each has a door. Little mirror here, hanging locker. More space under it, of course. Drawers here, quite deep. Let's close it. So big V-berth here, windows either side, again with blinds, because these are people who use boats. A couple of hatches overhead, and there is, of course, standing headroom. And beneath this, you've got 220 amp hours of AGM batteries. That's to run the electric furler, the windlass, and the bow thruster. There's a 340 litre freshwater tank, and there's a 125 litre black water tank. So again, a boat by sailors, for sailors. It's the details, it's the tiny details. There's your transducer, and you've got the plug for it in a clip right next to it. It's there when you need it. More bright ideas. This is a 7 metre length of hose. And when you're winterising your boat, you come in here. This is the shower pump. You switch it that way, attach the hose to there, and you can drain your water tank. Thinking. So there's something hidden down here which I'm pretty sure you won't find in any other 35-foot boat, and I reckon it's sold a few of these. Let's have a look. Yes, yes, yes. It's got its own man cave. A fabulous thing, because they don't there's a very deep cockpit on this boat, because they don't do aft cabins. It's the waves slap on the hull. They're just not keen on aft cabins. Don't do them. So, you've got that really deep cockpit, and it makes room for this because there is no aft cabin. There's engine access to dive for in here. So you've got your impeller, got your alternator, your fan belt. There's the oil filler there, the coolant's up here, the fuel filter's there. There's also access from this side too to help you work on the alternator. There's even a light in here. Vice, workbench, inverter. It's everything. It's everything you need is right here. Using a USB charger. So the helm feels good, it's kind of finger light. As I say, this is the Yaffa steering system, which is always, you know, it's going to be good. This one's got the twin keels and the rudder with the plate on the bottom, so it can take the ground. And it's the same as the one they're showing at Annapolis Boat Show this year. And it sailed there on its own bottom, as they say. So this is the joy of a deck saloon. This could be it happens to be a lovely day, but it could be raining, it could be cold, it could be anything. And here we are cocooned in this sort of double glazed space with perfect vision all the way around, and we're sat at the same, one of the key points of this boat, we're sat at the same eye level with the people outside and the people inside. The whole idea is to kind of take away the separation between the two. We're both at the same level, we've both got the same view pretty much, only I'm warmer. The visual's great. We've got a little bit of heel on, but I can still lean up and I can see the horizon there, I can see the horizon here, I can see ahead, I can see behind. And this is from the nav station to leeward. It's been a great day. We've had kind of light winds, maybe a 2, 3, probably a 2. But we still managed to get out and go sailing. And I'm so pleased we did. So great to catch up with this boat again. And this is the environment. This is a lot of what this boat's about. There's tons of detail, as I say, and they've made perfect use of every square inch of this boat. It's mighty impressive, and this is just this kind of captures why they do it. This is what it's about. This is the kind of space you're in. I wish we could do a 24-hour test on it, actually, hang around for a bit, see how the galley works and so on. But no. We did go sailing though, a couple of random figures. So at about 40 to 45 to the apparent wind of 10 knots, we had 4.6 knots. Coming down to beam reach with 10 knots of apparent, we had 5.1. With 9.5 knots, we had 4.5. And then we got the self-tacker out, and at about 50 degrees to 10 knots of apparent wind, we were doing 3.5 knots. But this boat is not about speed. It's there are other boats that will do that for you. This is about comfort, reassurance. Yeah, maybe it's just reassurance, because you know that this boat has been designed by people who understand sailing. They go sailing, you know. The fact that you can put the covers on these so you can keep it dark at night. Not everyone thinks of that. It seems obvious, but not everyone thinks of that. And that is just one example of everything you see. The bilge pumps near the bilge pump handles near the bilge pumps. Everywhere you look, you know this has been designed by someone who loves sail cruising. Is it the best boat ever built? So that was our sailing test of the Sirius 35DS. What did you think? Will it make you like and subscribe? Will you leave us a comment and tell us what you think we should be doing differently? Because we're always ready to change track.